Good morning, everyone. And that includes you, and you, and you. Everyone is included. So, among the things I have in my life are dozens, if not hundreds, probably hundreds, of old ledger books and journals. And some of them, such as this, they're the same type of paper. Many of them I would buy at flea markets and antique shops and bookstores sometimes because the paper that these old ledger books have are absolutely beautiful. Very, very smooth, and I just love drawing on them because the paper, you cannot find better paper made anywhere today, I don't think, that's as nice as this to draw on. It also fits nicely in your little pocket or purse or merce, if you have a merce. And so I've got bunches of these. Well, I ran across them when I was trying to find something else and grabbed a bunch to just show you. So this one, 1915, I would buy them to do drawings of, and oftentimes I look through these and I just pick a page at random. I don't start at page 1 and work my way through to the end of the book. I just start wherever it opens, and could be upside down. What do I have this? This is a monogram idea I must have been working on for someone. This is a drawing idea I had, which I actually completed. These are faces, evidently. What do these mean? I don't know. This is an idea, I think, for a map. Another face, other doodles. But as you can see, whoever owned this originally didn't have much of a life. Oh, just a minute. What was back here? They had some sort of life. Mrs. W., Alice D., Stella. This is like, total in treasury. $1.11. So whatever Mrs. W., Alice D., Stella A., M. Leach, and Inez A., whatever group they belong to. Ethel M., Alice P., Dorothy, there were 10 of them. This person put in 6 cents. Could they be some sort of anarchist group? Fighting for banning circumcision, perhaps? Willing to blow up hospitals? Who knows, in 1915. Let's see what this one is. Same company, same book manufacturer, I suspect, but put out by Maynard and S. Bird Company. Oh, this person actually had a life. Treatment for Jan at Dr. Tupello's in town to the remainder of the day. Bought a brown silk suit. John down to Potter Park twice. Fred and I called on Frank and Dora. Fred and I called on Frank and Dora. So this person actually had an actual life. Most of the time, you have something very boring. It might say, let's see if I can find one that's boring. 1873. Oh my, this might actually be good too. This might be. Most of the time, they say rainy. And Mrs. Jones buried today. It's not that she died today, because you didn't hear that. at the time. Here's some more mathematics. Beautiful, beautiful paper. Okay, what else do we have? This one. W. Gardella, Harrison, Haverhill, Mass. New Bedford. I'm trying to find. This is just addresses. Maybe this is a traveling salesman. What's in here? More math. They had to do it by hand. None of this calculator business. Worked for Hamilton all day, Self and Oxen. Oh, so the Oxen and Self worked for Hamilton. Worked for Hamilton, half a day, Self and Oxen. Well, he doesn't have much of a life either. Started in business May 16th, 1948. So even this guy bought an old diary to use for his 1948 business, unless they're not the same. This April 1st, 1881, why is that circled, squared, rectangled? Why was that rectangled? Anyway, mainly nothing. This one is entirely nothing. Oh, I thought it was blank pages. My God, they're little tiny lines. This is how notebooks should be. Tiny lines. Oh, I must have drawn a picture here. What's that? A Volkswagen hubcap. Even I can see that. Okay. This, nothing. Person had the day after he bought this at the Harvard Cooperative Society, he was run over by a streetcar, 1942. This one is missing its pages, too bad. Juvenile drawing book. All sorts of masterpieces that are gone. But, let's see, this one actually has masterpieces in it. Self-bound, it looks like. Lovely binding. Leningrad, 1904. So this is someone's trip they took from America to Leningrad on the SS Skanstales. Toweling over velvet, conservative element. I wonder if this is to the Astoria Russian style. This is really quite lovely. Something like this I would not use to draw my... Oh, I like the fact that he does the same thing I do, just opens randomly. The luxury of well-worn plush. Electric heater works. It's just, this is darling. I've never paid any attention to this before. Until just now. How long have I owned this book? Really fun paper. Nicely textured. Well, this guy's trip to Russia. Guy or gals. This one. Oh, we've got City of Salem Overseers of the Poor. I bought a whole pile of ledger books that were from the Overseers of the Poor, and it was it was a ledger book that essentially you'd fill it out saying Mrs. Jones and 6 children were in Salem from June 10th through August 4th, and they're from Marblehead, Massachusetts, so we're sending you the bill for their upkeep. And I think that might be, no, this is not that, but this must have come from that same lot, because I bought a bunch of ledger books, which I used for scrap paper in the pen shop for people to try out. See, now here's wrote to Lynn about bill of last November. But that's not. Gave order for the tickets to Lawrence for Mrs. See, this is probably some more of that same business. January 1886. Notified Stoneham to stop aiding John Callahan, also to Beverly to stop J.C. Travis's aid. So evidently these towns would, maybe those people died, so they didn't need to send money to Salem. Gave order to doctor to call at 38 Derby Street. Gave ticket to Tewksbury to Owen Farrell, a man 65 years old. So it might be fascinating for some historian of the poor. Went to Lynn at request of overseers of Lynn to see about Mrs. Morgan and family. They were living in a basement, and the water was running in from melted snow. Told her she must come to our almshouse immediately. Her sister consented to take her and the family to her home on Beach Street, and I stopped and saw her goods to something onto a team. Loaded onto a team. Paid the express man $2 traveling expenses. So, anyway, you actually sometimes get interesting bits and pieces of people's lives in these things. Most of the time it's weather cold. Let's see, this one, National Diary. Empty, except until I got it and started drawing on it. And what are these things? What am I drawing here? These are probably sketches I did for sculptural pieces I was working on, but clearly this paper feels nasty to me, so I probably didn't like drawing on it so much. Bled through, and I don't know. 1928. My parents were born that year. Should write their birthday in. Wells Gustafson born. And you get ledgers like this, which are just full of, Mr. William A. Millett, Ipswich Street. This is a painter. I have some of his paintings. One of my neighbors in the building here was hired by this person's descendants to catalog all of his art, and this must be a scrapbook that he had about stuff. I don't know what. Goodyear Tire Drugs, 1970. Now, why would... here I thought this was old. This stuff is from 1971. So he must have owned stock. But isn't it fun? Look at this. Just someone took the time to put all of this together, thinking that it would be important someday. So this, evidently he owns stock. Smiling Lottery winner. Free at last. So this isn't really, this is a scrapbook rather than a diary. So, why am I showing you all of this? Because I've got this to show you. Oh, and then sometimes I collect autograph books. And this is so cute. Genuine leather. Mrs. Douglas. Roses are red, violets are blue. Honey is sweet, and so are you, says Norma Allen, 1948. So these were, people would buy these when they graduated high school. And you'd go around asking all of your friends to write in your little autograph book. Or, I mean, often you see that. You could also find one that's actually an autograph that has actual famous people in it. But this one I like because of its size and length. Okay, this is a composition book that I bought at an antique shop. I bought about 6 of them. They were just blank pages like this. Had nice paper. And normally I don't read them, but I decided I would read this one. So this guy was an artist who seemed to think he was God's gift to womanhood. No, my own motives to force me, and his relationships with the women he. This is a sample. This is just what I wanted to show you. Well, I will show you what I want to show you, but this is the juicy part. I work to get her to cling tightly. She is sensitive to my movement and lets go easily, even as she does not stop bottles tightly or toothpaste. She is not aware or competent physically in spite of a fine, strong body. But our love-making was joyous, although it seemed I made it so. It is left to me because I suppose Connie feels inexperienced. Poor Connie had to deal with this guy. But our lovemaking was joyous, although it seemed I made it so. Well, this asshole ended up, here he talks about going someplace, and he talks about his art and whether he's, well, he talks about his art as if he also is God's gift to artdom. Oh my God. This artist did it. Here's a drawing that this artist did. Quite lovely. He was quite a, oh, my, I didn't realize I didn't realize that these drawings were here. Wow. See, I learn something every day. Anyway, back to here. So yesterday's trip to Le Conner was not a total success, but it was very good. Too short, really, and full of worries about the car. I suppose those worries revealed something unpleasant about myself. Yeah, like you're a jerk. A new fountain pen. See? An old Esterbrook. I resolved at first to give it to Dick, but when I cleaned it, I realized that I wanted it for myself. I found it in Stanbrook. What a coincidence. We stopped so Connie could use the John in a gas station. Connie, the inexperienced girl. I pointed out a store where she could buy some socks. Next to it was a thrift store. An old fellow bald with long locks, like a womanish King Lear, ran it. I looked about idly for a pen and found one. An extraordinary coincidence. I mean, because of its being an Esterbrook, old type. I need a new sack for it and a point. I don't like myself for keeping it, but it's all right. I don't like Thoreau's apology about the forest fire either. But the trip. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So the idea that someone in his diary of lovemaking and self-promotion could talk about an old Esterbrook. Now, why doesn't this book talk about buying the first Waterman? Or this one talking about the Ripple. I bought a Waterman Ripple, pink nib. This is the only book I've ever seen mention in a diary about a pen. Do you write in your diary? Dear diary, I bought a beautiful pen at the pen show. It writes beautifully. I can't wait for Connie to try it out and for me to belittle her in her attempts to make swooshy letters. Or whatever I would use it for. So what do you think? Am I some sort of nut? Bye.